Hey guys, my name is Smio, and today I'm excited to say that we finally got a teaser of the 2 new operators that are coming to Rainbow Six Siege with this new season. Ubisoft was kind enough to share this picture that you guys are seeing right now, and admittedly, the picture itself is very cryptic. One of the operators is down in the water for some reason, the other one is wearing what appears to be a suit, but if we take this picture and reference it to the leak that we learned a while ago, things become much more interesting. According to the leak, the character that's down below in the water there is going to be on the offensive team and is a Danish frogman. Now, what lends credibility to this information is that the Danish frogmen wear a green net over their helmets. And as you can see in the picture there, that seems to be what they're wearing as well. What we also know about the leak is that apparently this character is essentially going to be Vigil, but for the offensive team. They're going to have some sort of gadget that's going to allow them to become invisible to cameras and hopefully push the objective in a stealthy manner. If we take a look at their backpack, you'll notice that they have a gadget that looks very similar to Vigil's jamming device. It actually almost looks identical. And so, while of course this doesn't confirm that this is true, we don't have any confirmation on the part of Ubisoft, taking everything that we do know from this leak and from what we've seen so far, it looks very likely that this is actually going to be the way that this operator performs. Now, what we don't yet know about, though, is will it actually work exactly the way that Vigil's does, where when they activate their gadget, there will be that fuzziness on any camera on the fringes, letting the defensive team know that this character is nearby. I'm assuming that is going to have to be the way that it does function. If it just makes them completely invisible, where defense has literally no idea that someone is there, that feels like it might be a bit too powerful. Actually, it probably would be too powerful. But at the same time, though, it feels like Ubisoft is kind of reaching the bottom of the barrel here if this is really the characters that they're coming up with. If it literally is just Vigil, but for the offensive team, I will admit that that's going to be a bit disappointing. We are just going to have to wait and see, though. Now, as for the second operator that we see here, according to the leak, he is apparently going to be a part of the Secret Service, which once again, I can see where this information is coming from. Secret Servicemen wear suits. He appears to be wearing a suit. I got to admit, that looks really cool, and so that lends credibility to this information. Now, if all of this is to be believed, his gadget is going to allow him to see through smoke and also not be affected by flashbangs, and as a defender in some situations, that could be incredibly powerful. Laying down a smoke screen or throwing in some flashes and then planting the diffuser is very effective. Now, of course, there are a lot of ways for defense to work around this, but now if you literally have a character that can just see through said smoke or isn't affected by flashbangs so they don't have to look away when an Ash is trying to rush on in, could be quite powerful. What we don't yet know, though, is this something that he has to activate? So maybe it has a short cooldown, so you can't just have it active at all times. Or maybe it's going to function similarly to Jackal, where if it's activated, you have a large advantage, but as soon as someone hits you with their primary weapon, it could cause a fuzzing on your screen. That's also a possibility. Maybe it only has a short cooldown, so if you activate it at the wrong time, they could work around this in some capacity and plant the diffuser while it's inactive, or maybe it can be disabled by a Thatcher. These are all things that I'm really curious to learn about. I'm also really interested in seeing how this guy performs in the long run and if he's going to be competitive. A lot of the other operators, as long as they have their gadget down, that helps their team throughout the entire match. This guy, if it's only specific to him, only benefits him and him alone. And so, yeah, if they're pushing and he's still alive at the end of a match, that could be quite useful. If they are using smokes, let's say they don't even use those gadgets, they're not flinging any nades into the actual objective room, well, then his gadget is basically useless at that point. But on top of that, if he does get taken out at the start of a match, he literally provides no real benefit to his team. And so I really want to learn how that dynamic is going to work in the grand scheme of things. Overall, though, I cannot wait to see these 2 new operators in action. One thing that is worth mentioning really quick is that if we take a look at their wristwatches, you notice that they have 2 different colors, blue and orange. Blue is usually an indication of someone who is on the offensive team, and orange is a defender. And so maybe we have this mixed up and they're actually on two different sides. And so that is one thing that is worth taking into consideration. In general, though, I cannot wait for this upcoming season. I'm hopeful that Ubisoft is going to be able to deliver, and the big reveal in a couple of days cannot come soon enough. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's little video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought about this teaser. Do you think that the information that we learned from the leaks is now basically confirmed? Do you think that this is all true? Or do you think that they're going to be going a completely different direction with these operators? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. But yeah, guys, until next time, have a good one and take it easy.